performing here today?
Oh, it's very surreal. I think Kit did it very well. I've never been here before either. I think to be in a space where so much has happened, so much creativity, so much writing, so many amazing things. I think it's really it's a real proud moment in my life to be associated with this room for a brief moment.
Yeah, and we were saying earlier, it kind of played testament to kind of, you never really know where you're kind of going to end up. We took on this job way back in July as a little 6-week gig. And it got to the third week, and then Spiros and decided to say, yes, so we're doing a video announcing the extension, and we were like, is this you telling us that we're extending? But it was also the most exciting moment, because then we were realizing that there was more life to be had, and here we are, realizing there's a lot of life still to be had, and we're getting to celebrate a new birth in Abbey Road Studios, where like some of the people that I grew up singing in my nappies are like, the songs were made here. So kind of crazy, but at the same time, very, very, very grateful to know that this is just a step in this journey. It just so happens to be Abbey Road Studios.
And you know, someone might be in their nappies singing these songs in the future, hoping to be here singing in the future themselves. So
me in 80 years, probably.
It still counts. Okay, brilliant.
Better go in.
So you've just completed a run of the show at the Kiln Theatre. What was the highlight of that for you?
For me, sorry, I don't know how to work a mic apparently. I think to be able to perform the show there, I think Kit said a very amazing word, bless you, very amazing word. Like, it was the microcosmically small story. And I think to be able to do the show there, I think it was such an amazing place to do it, just because it was local, it was small, I could see everyone, and I'm so excited to do it and see how it translates into the Criterion. That's going to be, it's such a wonderful place to do it. But I think I've had a real fun time doing it there and finding out how fun it is to not, have to sell your like whole soul for a show. You know what I mean? I know that sounds bad, but like I think to be able to do this sort of level of honesty is really, really fun, and I'm really grateful for the Kiln. Thank you, big up Kiln team who are here.
Yeah, and actually on that, I think the community that we built with the show, both in-house, the Kiln team, Kit, Tim, Jim, Clara, everyone, it was like a little family, from our company managers to our band, and like even like the fans and followers of the show, they made the Kiln feel like a home. Like we made a joke earlier, like there were some people who'd like, it was like they'd watched the show more than I'd done it. And, but those people keep the life, and like going out after a show and knowing, oh, so-and-so watched again today, and they are still excited to know that there was another version that we were able to find that night. That's what I loved. And just getting to bully him on stage every day.
It's all right. We'll get someone to talk to you after the show. It's going to be okay. Now you're off to the West End. What are you most excited about for the West End?
I think to be able to have done the show for 10-ish weeks, I can't remember how long we did it for at the Kiln, but like to be able to apply that sort of experience into this next run, to see the evolution of Dougal and Robin has been really quite surreal for me, to find them. It sounds really, but I really have, like the characters have evolved so much, and that's testament to Kit's wonderful writing, Kerry. But I think I'm very excited just to explore Dougal more, to explore the story more. I'm very excited.
And also, this show started off, we told the story around Christmas time, so a lot of it had a very Christmassy, festive feel. Now we're going to be telling it in the middle of the summer, so we'll be having people in their shorts. Snow. No, I'm joking. But at the same time, it's more about like we're able to now find the new version of this show in the new time. The world has changed, like politically and like on a human level. So being able to like discover who Robin and Dougal are going to become in this present day, because it is a very present show. Everyone can relate to it in that level. And so I'm just excited to see where Robin and Dougal go.
Yeah.
How much more I can hate him.
I mean,
And I love him.
Yeah.
it's really interesting to hear you say it, because I've never really thought about the fact that the person you go on as in the first night might develop and sort of like grow as a person by the time you get to like the last show or midway through. So tell us a little bit about those characters as they are now.
Well, I think for Dougal, I found it quite, just one of the personal challenges I found was sort of trusting that I didn't look like a fool. I think Dougal is lovable, but he's not an idiot, I think, and that sort of balance is really sensitive. To be big, but also to be honest, was a bit of a challenge for me, because there are essentially, and I'm talking to all of you, there are essentially zero differences between me and Dougal. I have done no character work for this show. I have done no work. Everyone to hell. So that was, and that was just being honest in that sense. It was like, is it okay to show this much of myself in a character? I know the character wasn't written for me, but for it to be as accessible, as it was. So that sort of evolutionary change, and like Dujonna said really well, I'm excited to see where I can place that into work for even longer, like 6 months. I've got so much more time to sort of play around and have fun. Yeah.
I think on top of that, we both were able, like you said, relate very much to our characters. Robin is like a 20-something-year-old living in a bustling city, not quite knowing what she's doing with her life. And I can give you my whole life story, but I'm just going to do it through Robin. And I think, I was saying, I get a lot of messages from people who have watched the show and who relate to the songs like Be Happy, What'll It Be, of kind of like, this is what I'm told, but this is the truth I'm living. And the discovery through that we get to share every single night is something I'm very excited to do, and something I'm able to learn more about myself through. So yeah, very grateful.
I think Dougal and Robin allow each other, the main takeaway from so far what I've learned is that they allow each other to see themselves for who they have to be, not who they want to be. I think simply put, like, it's okay for Dougal to be sad and it's okay for Robin to be happy, but yeah, it's really fun to find all of that out.
Yeah, so you've got two polar opposite characters just sort of learning from each other and growing from each other, which is lovely.
This is method.
No wonder you blitzed the audition. You just came in and you were like, perfect.
I haven't even decided yet.
They were like, you've got the part.
Got it.
So why do you think people will love this show?
I'm just referencing Tim and Kit basically, but it's just honest. It's not trying to change theatre. It's brave enough to be local and small and honest and about people who, in the grand scheme of things, aren't globally important. You know what I mean? They're just two people, and I think the reason I love personally being an actor is that storytelling escapism that I could offer someone. Like, it got me through COVID, like lockdown, and like telling stories. And I think an honest story like this is quite a challenge for me, because I don't have to, I can't even think, like, pretend to be a wizard. That's stupid stuff. Like, it's just a human being that's, like I mentioned before, just is close to me, and that's a real challenge, that honesty. I find this stuff really difficult because I'm not being a character, I'm being me. I don't know who that is. Do you know what I mean? It's quite deep, but I find that stuff I find it quite difficult, and I think, and Dougal's really close to me, so that being exposed on a Western stage of the Kiln, has been a really wonderful experience for me. So thank you for being and letting me do that. Thank you.
And I
End of sentence.
I think on top of that, this show is a roller coaster of emotions for not only both of us but the audience. Yeah. We cry, we laugh, we want to fight each other, we want to do other things in the show. And I think it's just like I said, the art of storytelling. We start here, we go here, we end here, and then we might actually decide, that's not the end, let's take it here. And I think that's exactly what not only the team at the Kiln facilitated, but also our creative team.
The story's like 36 hours. Is it that? Yeah, it's not like 2 months of living in New York and Seattle. It's like we had, Kit and Tim and Jim had to write a story where it was believable that we would have this sort of relationship in the span of two nights, like a night, literally one night. So yeah, it's been really fun. And
it works in a lot of different capacities. You can listen to the soundtrack and gain a sense of story. You can watch it on stage, gain a sense of story. I'm sure there will be a life on screen. And I feel like with all of that, there's so much that's possible.
So stupid.
think it's fun for us to know that, like, every night it doesn't feel like the end.
Yeah.
It feels like I leave the stage saying, oh, I wonder if like I could have done that with a bit more fire. Or like, oh, I want to soften that tomorrow. And that's I think the joy I hope to bring to the West End.
Yeah.
And I think we will.
We will, yeah.
We've got time. We've got 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I did ask earlier where the cake comes into it, and I was told I'm not allowed to know. We can only know if we go and see the show, because it could be a bit of a plot spoiler. But do you guys get to eat any cake on stage?
I
Do
honestly.
you even eat on stage?
No, you have to eat. You have to eat quite a lot, but no cake.
I have
but that's
a grocery
great.
list of things I was eating at the beginning of rehearsals.
You didn't. You went home full, didn't you? That's.
Yeah, I would.
What a
I wouldn't
great
eat in between
gig.
shows because I know I'd have the second show for dinner.
That's perfect. Oh, well, thank you both of you for joining us up here.
Thank you.
Any chance in the last few minutes that we've got you do one more song for us?
Absolutely.
Okay, well.
Like we aren't going to do it like.
No, bye. Well,